Come with me as we follow the strange beginnings of a young boy whose previous life could be pulled straight from a sci-fi novel. Now, who is this mysterious and enigmatic young man, and what is it that he shared with the public that could possibly save mankind itself? We may never know. Welcome to Tales from the Graves, where shadows lurk and whispers echo.
Join us as we delve into the unknown, exploring tales of mystery, horror, and the supernatural.
Be prepared to journey into the darkness, where the line between reality and nightmare blurs.
I'm Jen.
And I'm Jess.
Together, we're the Graves Sisters, and we'll be your guides as we unearth the strange and unusual.
So find your flashlight, grab your shovel, and let's dig in.
The following podcast is rated for mature audiences.
It may contain graphic scenes of violence and explicit language that some may find disturbing.
Listener discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to Tales from the Graves, episode 2. Glad you can join us, grave diggers. And how are you, sister?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. I'm really interested to see what your topic entails, because you told me like the tiniest little bit, and it kind of blew my mind when you were telling me just the tip.
Just the tip. Well, I do have a question. Do you believe in past lives?
Yes. Yeah, I do.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, this story that I'm going to be discussing with you today involves past lives, but not exactly how you think.
Okay, so it's not like, oh, you were actually this old crotchety woman back in 17th century England.
Yeah, no Victorian past lives or Egyptian pharaohs, none of that stuff. So just wait. So, in Volgograd, Russia, January 11th, 1996, Boris Kipriyanovich was born. Or his mother used to call him, like, a sweet little pet name, Boriska. So, if you look up this guy, his name is Boris, but you can also type in Boriska. Now, this kid was pretty much like a prodigy, in my opinion, and a lot of experts' opinions. So, children usually hold their head up on their own whenever they're whenever they're born, about 3 to 5 months old. How old do you think this kid was whenever he started holding his head up?
Well, because you just called him a prodigy, I'm going to say he was like 3 weeks to a month and a half.
15 days old.
What the hell?
Yeah. He was holding his head up by 15 days old, which is insane, because you know how newborn babies' heads just flop around all over the place. They can't sit up, none of that stuff. But yeah, he was just 15 days old when he was holding his head up. So as he got a little bit older, he was reading by the time he was 1.5.
So is this like the Jack and Jill went up the hill kind of reading, or was it?
No, like legit reading, informational texts and everything.
What?
And he self-taught. He taught himself how to draw by age 2. By age 2, kids barely have any handle of their gross motor skills, let alone their fine motor skills, such as cutting with scissors, holding a marker, holding a pencil correctly. He taught himself to draw at the age of 2.
Were any of his drawings good?
I don't know. I never looked up any of his drawings, but I bet they probably were, if I'm being honest.
It's probably like some weird dog cartoon or something. It's just like, I'm 1.5. Let me just draw this here dog cartoon because I'm Russian and all I really know are potatoes.
And bears.
And bears, yeah.
And bears. But yeah, he was reading by the time he was 1.5 years old. And so, I mean, if he was reading, he was speaking very well, obviously. Taught himself to draw by the age of 2. In preschool, so, kids in preschool, they're interested in, like, dinosaurs and learning their colors and numbers and learning how to actually hold pencils and stuff. No, this kid was interested in physics, history, and astrology. And astronomy as well. So, like, those different things, it just blows my mind.
Like a normal preschooler wouldn't even know that those things existed.
No, they couldn't even say the word physics or astronomy. I mean, no, he was reading informational texts about it, having discussions for fun. This is what he would do when he was a kid. For fun, he would read books and articles and correct the inconsistencies.
Okay, so that kind of sounds like a young Sheldon situation, except on crack.
Yes, a beefed up Sheldon. Yes. And he even challenged his teachers at his school, what his teachers were teaching, because he said they were all incorrect.
Oh, I bet he got his butt whooped so many times.
I don't know.
I mean, this is Russia.
I mean, yeah, it's Russia, but at the same time, they were blown away by how much he knew and how much he could, how much knowledge he held just at that early age. Now, we're going to fast forward to where he is 11 years old. It is 2007, because, I mean, you got to think, he was born in 96. I was like 9 at this time. I was 8.5. Anyway, in 1996. So, he's blowing me out of the water. But he came out to the public with his quote-unquote world-changing information. He astounded experts with his knowledge of our solar system.
Okay.
Which a lot of people don't even remember what the acronym, like, my very excited mother just sat upon 9 pizzas, because it was Pluto when we were kids. Oh. Pluto's not a planet anymore. But, yeah, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Okay, yeah, I remember it. But anyway. So, he's astounded experts with his knowledge of our solar system, celestial bodies, and the underlying principles of astrophysics.
At 11.
At 11. A 5th grader. At 11 years old. And he was very comfortable discussing these topics. Like, they could just pop off questions, and he can throw answers just at the drop of a pen. Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, but not only did he understand books, but he also had a very vast comprehension that we are still trying to figure out and understand ourselves, such as spacecraft propulsion systems. Like, what different planet atmospheres are made up of, and could there possibly be life elsewhere in our very own galaxy? Well, he knew the answers to that.
The government just, like, I think this year came out and were like, oh yeah, aliens totally exist. And we're like, yeah, we kind of figured, but hey, are you going to fix the government? And they're like, aliens. It's like the dude on History Channel.
I forgot what that guy's name was.
I don't even remember, but I remember his face.
All right. So now this is where the past lives come into play. This here is the biggest bombshell that he dropped. Okay. He claimed that he had a past life as a Martian pilot who had visited Earth before. He was from Mars.
Okay, so, I mean, I just saw, like, online where they had basically established that oh, hey, these things that are moving around could be spiders on Mars. Like,
what?
I know. I don't even remember the friggin' article, okay? But I saw it, and I'm thinking, oh, well, let's just burn the whole planet.
Oh my god.
So, I mean, it's either that or do you remember that movie where they were, like, trying to take over a planet and there were these giant bugs? Was it, like, Starship Troopers or something?
Starship. I don't remember. I remember, like, Mars Needs Moms.
Oh, okay. So, looking up the whole spiders on Mars thing, the spiders on Mars are not actual arachnids, but rather a fascinating geological phenomenon that has captured the attention of scientists and space enthusiasts alike. The spiders are actually small, dark-colored features that appear on the Martian surface, particularly in the southern polar region. So, not actually spiders, so we don't have to burn
we don't have to burn it to the ground.
We don't have to burn Mars to the ground. But they are interesting. Okay? Yeah, if you want to know more, give it a searchy poo, gravediggers. So...
But yeah, so back to this real fast. He also had very extensive knowledge of interstellar travel since, he was a pilot.
Mm-hmm.
He'd traveled to Earth before.
Oh.
Thousands of years ago, though.
I'm sorry. Is he talking like pyramids, Easter Island? Is he talking about like, he helped create these things?
So it was thousands of years ago whenever he visited Earth. He said that his people had lots of technology and knowledge that they shared with the Egyptians. They know the Egyptians. That's why their society was so advanced. Yeah. But he said but on Mars, life wasn't only advanced, but blew Earth out of the water with the technology that they used. He said that they lived in domed houses, like domed homes.
Yeah.
Like a biodome, basically, that protected them from the harsh atmosphere that was going on outside. And in order to go from place to place, they had a very intricate tunnel system underground that they would use. So that's why, I guess, whenever we look at Mars, we don't see any roadways or anything because it's all tunnels, baby.
I mean, I know the Mars rover's still up there, and it saddens me that on its birthday, it sings itself happy birthday. Yeah, but it's just getting images and things of the surface.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Oh, I'll go into more detail while they haven't really found anything yet. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on to your tinfoil hat. So, his species, or his people, apparently only age to about the age of 35-ish. But they can live for hundreds of Earth years, and some could even be immortal. Because their medical technology was so advanced that diseases were pretty much non-existent. People never got sick, and if they got injured, they would heal very, very fast. And since they lived for such a long time, this means that they were on a constant search for knowledge about the universe. Yeah, so the reason why they lived so long is because they had highly advanced medical techniques. So yeah, disease was practically non-existent. But due to multiple nuclear conflicts between different Martian factions, his entire species was wiped out thousands of years ago. That's why they're not seeing anything on the surface of the planet now.
So basically, nuclear winter happened or something?
Yeah. But I remember reading something about how they were usually very peaceful people, but They used war as like a very last resort for anything. But it all went nuclear. And they basically just destroyed everything. And so now he's apparently reincarnated and was living on Earth. Now it says, when asked how the people living on Mars have left no trace behind them, Boriska said that, this is his quote, "People like us still live there. There was a nuclear war between them. Everything burnt down. Only some of them survived. They built shelters and created new weapons." So it's like they're tunnel people, basically.
Oh.
Yeah. But he said that the reason why he is divulging all this information is because Earth is in for a similar fate if things do not change. Which probably will happen, if I'm being honest.
I mean, I honestly feel like we're really close to World War III.
Yeah, World War III is literally just right around the corner.
Everything that happened in 2020.
Everybody's got a button and everyone's threatening to push it, so maybe we should have listened to him, but I don't know. I don't know. But he said that if we want to unlock the blueprint of mankind, then we need to look behind the Sphinx's ear. Now, that goes back to, like, the Egyptians.
Yeah.
How, it's just insane. How his people would fly to Earth sometimes and go back to Mars or whatever. So now, the Sphinx has baffled and confused scientists and archaeologists for eons. And this is just another conspiracy about the Sphinx to add to the pile. But in the research that I have done, many skeptics have lots of different ideas concerning that. Apparently, the Sphinx used to have a beard attached to the chin, and archaeologists think that little square under the right ear and the slot under the left was where the beard was attached. But who knows? But apparently, there's this, looks like a door right underneath the right ear. There hasn't really been any real excavation or anything to try to figure out if that actually is a doorway. But the doorway is very, very small. A normal-sized human being really couldn't fit into that small of a doorway if there actually is some kind of chamber behind the ear. But, I mean, who knows? Well, as far as Boris goes, he has been classified as what is called an indigo child. He's one of the indigo children. I've never heard this term before, so I went and looked up to see exactly what an indigo child is.
So on TikTok, there's a lot of creators that were saying things like, if you're very spiritual, or if you're this way, or you're that way, then you're probably an indigo child. And I'm like, well, I'm that way, but I don't think I'm one of those.
Well, funny you should say that, because it's time to play. Are you an indigo child?
Oh, all right. My God.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm on Gaia.com, and this article was written by Andy Murphy in 2023, and it says 13 indigo children traits and signs of new age revolutionary. Okay. So this is what it says. On this article, it says an indigo child or an indigo kid is an upgraded blueprint of humanity. It's a term that was coined by Nancy Ann Tape, or Tappe, T-A-P-P-E, a parapsychologist, a psychic who developed a new age concept to describe the aura colors of these very different kids. Her concept was further developing by Lee Carroll and Jan Tober. They were both international authors and educators and lecturers, but previously, auric fields were expected shades of the rainbow. But the indigo's field was dominated by a royal blue color, thus establishing a change of course in human evolution and their indigo aura. So these kids like to challenge and shift reality. And indigo children first really started making a big appearance in the 1970s. So, I mean, it goes way beyond psychic awareness, but they're driven and creative kids. So, let's see if you are an indigo child. Number 1, you feel spiritually awakened. Do you feel spiritually awakened?
Well, I guess so. With the things that I do, like the tarot reading and the runes and, communicating with the Norse gods that I do. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, let's see. Number 2, you are destined to be here.
I don't know about that one, but
says you are confident and no, this is what it says. It says you are confident and even arrogant at times and emboldened by something larger than you can name.
I mean, I'm fueled a lot by spite. And I'm like, well, fine. If you ain't gonna do it, I'm gonna do it.
Don't tell me I can't do something because I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, no, I've done that at work a whole lot where I call maintenance for something, and they're like, oh, well, we'll get to it eventually. And I'm like, no, I need this for a fucking test right now, buddy. So I just grab the things, and I just fix it myself.
Okay. Well, let's see. Number 3, you have high expectations of yourself and others.
Yeah.
Well, we all have standards.
I mean, yes, but so, I was in that really crappy marriage. Mm-hmm. And then that lowered my self-esteem, and I've been working for years to build that back up. And so now I expect pretty much the best out of myself as well as others, because honestly, if you're not going to be treating me like how I feel I deserve to be treated, you can go suck a toe down by the ditch, okay?
Oh my God.
And for all of our grave diggers out there, if your partner does not treat you with respect, get rid of them. Just throw the whole thing out.
Get rid of them, yeah.
Yeah, you don't need them.
So, that's a good one. Number 4, you have a strong intuition.
Yeah.
Yeah. It says, right here, it says, indigo see the world differently. Coupled with an innate self-assurance, you often think your way is right and are offended if others cannot see, much less take action. I mean, I'm one of those, you know what? If I want it done right, I'm gonna do it myself.
Yeah, I'm that way too.
You know what? Just let me do it. Get out of my way. Let me do it.
Well, so with my pseudo stepkid right now, he doesn't know how to do dishes to save his life.
No, he doesn't.
And so I've taken it upon myself to sit on a stool in the kitchen behind him and watch him do dishes. And
why don't you just ratatouille him?
I don't know. No, I watch him do the dishes, and he shows me the dish, and I'm like, that's not clean. Do it again. So he's learning how to do dishes.
I mean, he needs to.
For our listeners, he's 14 now, so he needs to start learning basic life skills.
Yeah. Let me see. Number 5, you question authority. You're not my dad!
You're not my real dad! No, I do that all the time.
Oh, wait, listen to this one. The next one. Number 6, you want to overturn the man. Piss on the patriarchy! Fuck the man!
Yeah, no. Vive la revolution.
Yep.
So.
Number 7, you are creative.
I mean...
Yeah, we are pretty creative, yeah. Number 8, you are a change maker. You are so aware of the failings of society, which in turn makes you a magnificent leader. I'm not so much a leader as I am, if I see something that I don't like, I might do something about it, but...
I would say that I am put into leadership type positions a lot, with my previous job. Mm-hmm. And then this job, they've decided to task me with hey, you get stuff done, so you're just going to be in charge, like, of maintenance. So if anything in the lab breaks, congratulations, you're going to be the one who gets filled in, and then you can bother the guy over there, because you don't really care if you piss anybody off.
It's almost like you don't want to be good at your job, so they won't ask you to do extra shit.
I mean, I don't mind. Honestly, I'll fix things that I can, and if I can't, then I'm just gonna go and I'm going to be the squeaky wheel that gets the oil.
Yeah.
So.
Well, let me see. Number 9. You are a lost soul.
What does that mean?
It says you feel out of place with others as you recognize you are different than most people. You can tend toward being a loner or rebel, unwilling to compromise just to fit in. I
mean, I do go with the aspect of like, oh, what you see is what you get, and that's your, I mean, if you don't like it, I guess tough titties. But I'm not going to try to purposefully rub anybody the wrong way.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to go out of my way to make someone feel comfortable in my space. I guess with like the little bit of homesteading and stuff that I've started, it's really just, I march to the beat of my own drum.
Oh my God.
I know, that sounds real stupid, but...
No, it's not bad. Let me see. Next one. Number 10. You are headstrong. Headstrong can take you on. That's the first thing I thought. Oh my gosh. 11. You are passionate and focused.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I can get hyper-focused when my ADHD allows me.
I mean... unmedicated, I just zero in on one thing and I'm just gung-ho, bro.
Now this next one. Ooh, you have psychic abilities. I like how the others are just nice, strong personality, and then, oh yeah, you gotta be psychic too. Like clairvoyance, empath, telepathy. I mean, empath I could see, but...
Well... I do a lot of tarot, and I've been really spot on with complete and total strangers when I decided to do some card readings up at the haunted house one year.
I mean,
so I would go ahead and say that's, like
a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
I don't know.
This last one. Number 13, you are frustrated. That's just what it says. You are frustrated. Coupled with their big picture vision and restless soul drive to change, you become easily frustrated with society and others who are not shifting quickly enough. Patience is something that should be developed. I am not patient.
I get real mad at the people in Walmart when they're taking up the whole aisle and they've just stopped to talk to somebody that they know, and I'm like, literally the item I need is right behind you. You can ask the Chris's one day,
for our listeners, the Chris's are our best friends and producers.
Yeah. We were in Sam's, and this mom and her teenage daughter or whatever were like in the middle of the aisle. And standing next to their buggy. And they're talking. They're not even, like, grabbing something and getting back to their car. No. They're just standing there talking about this item. And so I whip around them, and I'm just like, excuse me. And apparently the lady said, God, what a bitch. Or something like that.
Maybe you were being a bitch. I'm just kidding.
Honestly,
they shouldn't have been in our way.
Yeah, they shouldn't have been in my way, bro.
So, with all that being said, do you think that you might be an indigo child?
Well, according to these questions, yeah, probably.
Well, it also says, I scroll down a little bit, and on the page it says ADHD and the autism spectrum. Indigos are often treated for attention deficit hyperactivity disorders or sometimes linked to the autism spectrum and prescribed drugs such as Ritalin to calm them for perceived irregularity. In reality, indigos are just dealing with the pressure of being trapped in these earthly bodies and with the added pressures of helping humanity in some greater capacity. Yeah. And we have depression, apparently.
I mean, yeah.
We have witnessed many indigos deep in depression. Whew. Shucks. But that's apparently what Boris was classified as. Now, but there is so much that could be said about him being a prodigy, but there are others that say he isn't what he say he is.
Oh.
One could argue that he is simply a kid that is very intelligent and has a vivid imagination.
So, like, he's trying to basically come up with a scenario of why he's so different than his peers.
I guess. I don't know. But some people think that he could even possibly have something called synesthesia.
What's that?
Synesthesia, it's a rare neurological condition that causes involuntary sensory experiences in a second sensory pathway. So, for example, it's like someone with synesthesia might see shapes when they hear music.
Oh.
Or see a color when they hear a name. Or examples could tasting colors, feeling sounds, or seeing letters and numbers in different colors. It's like two different senses going on at the same time.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and but some other people think that maybe he could have an outstanding photographic memory, or maybe he is just coming to mind, remembering something he possibly read from like a sci-fi novel or watched in a sci-fi movie. Because, of course, all the stuff that he is saying sounds like it could be pulled from a sci-fi novel, honestly.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm not sure if any of it is true. And it begs the question, where could Boriska be now? But nobody knows where he is.
Oh my God, did the Russian government...
I don't know. I mean, right now he should be about 28 years old, but there are rumors that he and his mother were moved to possibly a remote village by the government, like maybe some sort of witness protection thing, but it's Russia. Don't ask me. I don't know. But if what he said whenever he was 11 years old really is true, then why isn't he helping the people of Earth by teaching us how to build that amazing technology that he had, or sharing his knowledge that he has about maybe how to improve our medical care? Maybe he knows the cure for cancer and he's just not sharing it because he's off in the middle of nowhere. But nobody knows how to find him. And I guess it will just be a mystery that we will need to try and solve on our own. That just means we can possibly lay this one to rest. If you like what you heard, please feel free to follow, like, rate, and review Tales from the Graves podcast on your preferred listening platform.
We also would like to know what you think and what topic you suggest we unearth next. Email us at talesfromthegravespod@gmail.com or reach out to us at Tales from the Graves podcast on Instagram.
And if you have Discord, join us in the graveyard. The link is in our bio on our Instagram as well as this listening platform. Thanks again, grave diggers. Keep on digging.